Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Transport FIFA 2 Mega Urban Map, where in this series we have got some large urban areas consisting of multiple towns, and our aim is to properly serve all of them, their cargo, their passenger demands, not get gridlocked, etc, etc. And also I only just realised between episodes this station wasn't connected. It is now. We still had loads of people waiting there. And also between episodes I've been kind of balancing vehicles on each line. We've needed a lot more, and we've made an awful lot of money. Okay, we're not going to have a problem with money in this series. But yeah, like I said, in this series we aim to provide loads of cargo to places as well as passengers, and we expanded our passenger network massively in the last episode. We didn't really pay attention to cargo at all, and so that is what the aim of this episode is. We are going to expand the passenger network a bit, because I've also realised to provide cargo, we actually could just expand some railway lines to provide cargo. So in this area where we have set up a lot of new towns, and around here, I mean, there are several cargo types that are required, but fuel is quite common, food is quite common, machines, construction materials, there's lots of stuff we could be producing, even some goods around the place, like we could be making everything really. But I think in this episode I definitely want to do food around here. Definitely want to do fuel here. Now this is from the Industries Expanded mod. This actually makes producing fuel easier, whereas for quite a lot of them it makes it more complicated. We could do construction materials here, or the ones from the Industry Expanded mod do take this sand, which is a byproduct of this, to make bricks, construction material, whatever as well. So there's lots of possibilities, but really I think we're going to be expanding our rail network this way. So, my plan for this is essentially after Canterbury Valley South, which is south when we look at it from this way, we're actually going to split this railway line up into each side of this river, which slowly widens out, really all the way down to Dollar Peninsula, Dollar Town, whatever. So, and then the line on this side of the river will involve food stuff. It'll merge onto a line from here. Both of them will go through Moneyfoot, but the thing about Moneyfoot is there aren't any connections really, so that's going to be part of it. So we're going to get our bog standard default tracks. We're not going to electrify them yet, and we are going to bring the lines out of this station and split them up. So first of all, we don't want an invisible bridge, we want a proper bridge, a bridge, and that looks like good. I don't see the need to go for a massive slope here, so we're just going to go the slightly down option. And then we're going to bring this out to here, and this out to there. So that hasn't actually done what we wanted it to do, of this type of bridge here. So, and then we're going to start doing connecting tracks just to make sure we can split this line up as we want to. So we are going to bring a track from there across to there. We want a track from there to there, as well as something that goes this way here. But yeah, we really want something to connect from this, and then we're going to have to bring it out a little bit further. I mean, to be honest, we could already start bending it and just have the tracks doing more complicated stuff. Let's at least finish the junctions to what we want them to do. So that one there goes across to there. This one here, we want it to go as far as there. We also might have a track here, and we could do this as a bit of a crossover, and hopefully then that's as much of the track connections as we'll actually want to use. Right, so now we're going to split the line, so it will actually make its way over this bridge, which is good. So these two tracks here will run down this side of the river, and these two tracks here will cross over and run down that side of the river. So I am wondering, actually, this one we might bring it, do a steep slope down. It would be more of a problem now than it will actually be in the future, because bring us to ground level now, because steam trains don't do great on slopes, but more modern trains, once we get to the more modern eras, will. So, yeah. That's mean the food plant is right up the hill here. I am actually going to bring the grain in by train to the food plant. And then the food plant might actually send railway lines out two ways. We can bring them... Food isn't really required here. And I'm wondering whether trucks would be more appropriate for some of the nearby places anyway. Let's just... We don't want catenary. Let's go to 40 metres on this. And then we'll go for 3 platforms here, though. Honestly, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I suppose we could use it for like this side of the map, so I'm not too concerned about feeling like doing the train connection is wasted. Right. So I don't think we're going to want a railway connection over this way. We could do Cashbury, like a train to over here maybe. I mean, that's nowhere near the industrial area, but I suppose that could be easier than just doing it all by truck. Okay, so what we can do then is just do something like this. Like that, maybe. That's kind of the way we connect all the tracks at that end. And then at this end, I'm going to have to come down the hill, because this train line here is quite low down. Gosh, that's even doing a tunnel there. Let's just raise that bit of track up a bit then. Don't want it to, like, feel like massively sunken down, right? Then, is there a point in turning this right? Maybe, to be honest, there is a point in doing the right turn. So, that is awkwardly. Is there a way to not make this pass over the road? Oh, cross over the road, yeah. Because we could, if we raise it up enough, just bring it out and then merge in to here. That is quite high, but like we can start, once we're over it, we can start dropping. But yeah, it is going to come down to like there before it can merge in, that's fine. There we go. And then we are going to bring this track with the ability to go over as well. There is an interesting thing of what if we brought this one down. I mean, that would be a bit weird, but totally doable. Yeah. If we did like this, could we bring that up enough to then get it back over again? This is just a bit weird at this point. I feel like we should have just brought it out with that one. At least for this bit. Oh yeah, it's because of this road. Oh, we can adjust the road surely, can't we? Surely we can adjust the road a bit. Right, let's go to Country Road, as this probably is. That bridge there, just sink it down a bit, like more like that. We're not going to be bringing any sort of road vehicles up there of our own anytime soon. We could actually even bring this round. Yeah, we should bring it round onto this side. Why not? Because that's kind of, this is going to be the main through line. So if we did that, and then how would that connection be? If we just use the M key a bit, that is totally doable, right? Welcome to whatever this is. In fact, we could even, I reckon we should, first of all, let's actually just make this merge in further down, just so that, going down and straight back up again, we may as well not make it... Yeah, that's doing a very sharp down. So let's... I mean, we'll bring it out literally here, I reckon. Just so that there's less that could be merging with it. But yeah, that's gonna try to do that. So we are just going to, I reckon, keep it flat for now, like round to there. And then do like, so now what would work as a bend. Oh, that's even worse. Hang on. Yeah, that was worse as well. Whoops. Right, so that's going to be our food setup. Let's just leave it at that. So that's the junction there and the food setup. Well, that is as far as there. Let's just do a crossover on the bridge, and the reason we're doing that is because we could still. Also could bring the line out this way. We want a visible bridge, please. Let's go for something a bit different. There we go. And we're going to want another track to run with it about as far as here before we'll then may as well bring it over. If it's great, if we're on a different level anyway, we may as well bring it over. That's too much slope. We could just do that and that. There we go. For now, right, how are we doing this junction? So, oops, this is, there we go. This could go all the way into here. That could go into there or into there, I think. And then that can have a crossover here. No. Might need to make it, yeah, this is quite the turn for a crossover to be built on. Oh, but it works, right. And then, is it possible to bring that in? No, it's not going to be possible to bring that in unless we cut off one of those tracks there. We could put it back in there. There we go. That still works just as well. So, that's kind of decent junction. Would we want to do something like that? No, it's probably not faster than the speed limit, then let's leave it. Right, so that's the food setup. Tracks done. Now, do we want to do the machines in Moneyford? My question is, where's the ore? There's some ore there. That's kind of the main thing missing. I think we want to prioritise the fuel as well now. So that railway line there, come out. That's a bit of a weird, awkward turn, actually. Right, don't do that. There we go. Let's just pause. That bridge is now doing weird things as well because we sunk it in that part. Let's just bring it even lower there. There we go. There we go. Right. So this will run down this side of the river. So yeah, there we go. We've got one line running down each side of the river. Okay. We have actually got iron ore there, but how are we going to bring it over? I mean, we could do another bridge on the railway line. Yeah, there are 2 iron ore, 1, plenty of iron ore and coal there. Could we, like, do another bridge? I mean, let's stick to the fuel now. So this station here, it will be sending out fuel and sand and taking in the oil, sand, or whatever it's called. It's a bit of a weird thing. So, I'm going to do 4 platforms here for now. And we're going to set up the junction here. Could we... No, we couldn't do something like that. Yeah, we're going to need to bring something across, but possibly a bit better than that. So, like, what's the soonest we could bring this in? Yeah. It's going to have to go more like that, isn't it? Fine, whatever. As long as this is a decent junction. So we are going to bring that out to like there. And then like that. There we go. That's our junction. So yeah, that's good. Right. So I suppose for fuel we would also want a curve of track this back the other way as well. But there's a question. Yeah, let's keep it all going out this side. I mean, 4 platforms is kind of the maximum you'd want going out onto 2 tracks. But it should be fine. Right, let's just bring this down like this. So we've got a visible tunnel. And then, yeah, this would merge in to this line here. So this isn't particularly going to be a main line. I'm not concerned about having just 2 tracks for both passenger and cargo. So I know, like the first line we ever built, like had 4 tracks at minimum. But I'm less concerned for this line. So this can merge in. How's the speed? It does decrease a little bit. 74, 75. What happens if I pull it back this way a bit? Goes wrong way. Yeah, whatever. Go back this way a bit. Yeah, that's probably the best you're going to get it. But that's still pretty good. I'm still happy with that. Right, and then we also want a track to go round there. Maybe. I mean, that is going to be... Yeah, that's actually okay for speeds, considering the sort of bend it has to go around. Oh, that's created an invisible bridge there, I didn't realise. Let's upgrade that to, as I like to call it, a visible bridge. Let's do one of those. There we go. So that comes out there. We need to actually get it connected up to the oil stand, which means this is where we are actually going to have passenger stations. So, I'm not convinced on that road being there. What we're going to do is basically all 3 of these parts of Muddyford will have their own station. These 2 on the line this side of the river and 1 there for that side of the river. They're not going to be big stations, particularly this one. This is like the smallest part of the town. So we'll just make sure it's connected up to the road like that. And then hopefully this level crossing is possible. Which seemingly is. Hang on. There we go. Bridge. What should we do for a bridge? We do that type. I like to vary it up a bit. That looks lovely. Right, let's just ignore how that looks. So after this station here, it's going to be a very short run until a station here. Which, I mean, if we manage to get a station like that, maybe. It's going to be a bit of a curve on the bridge, but whatever. Let's do an orange bridge. We haven't done an orange bridge in a while. Feels like we're lacking in orange bridges. So there we go. That's going to be that bit there. Then we're probably going to have a curve around Cashville and around Dollartown. We could do Cashville and connect the line up to there. Just so. We've actually got some trains that can run down here. Or we just extend one of these and have a crossover there. I mean, okay, let's just do... I mean, actually, the straighter line is going to be... Let's do a station in Cashville at least. This is going to be... You know what, let's make this a bigger station. And this one doesn't snap to the roads for some reason. Can we fit it in? No. That will just about does not fit in between those two roads. Okay, let's make it a 200 then. Let's do a subway for once. Okay, let's just extend it down to a 200. Hang on. I've got so much from the workshop that this is a bit of a scroll. Right. And now we've got autosave. Wonderful. Right, in your own time, autosave. And we can do platforms. That'll do. Right. So, and then Dollar Town. We're going to terminate it here. It's going to be a bit weird. You've got two sides of the river. We'll have buses or whatever running over, or possibly trams, but they're not going to be connected by railway, other than by going a long way round. 3 platforms maybe. We've got demand for fuel here. I'm wondering whether we haven't done it much in this series, but whether to do a combined station for passenger and cargo. What I'm going to do is cut off. Let's just kind of separate it a little bit. I suppose we could extend it all down to at least 200 metres. So platforms there, and then we're doing a cargo platform here. The tracks. There we go. Let's do this as. And this whole area requires just tools and fuel, so that's not going to be too difficult to provide. Right, and we want, this doesn't it? We want, what's a, I mean we can't even fit in a cargo building. Pretty sure the side entrance, whatever, only runs on the side of miscellaneous. I thought there was a, like a side entrance thing. I suppose there's this one. No. I suppose we could like cut back that platform there and then cargo buildings. Stick one in like, I actually kind of prefer it like that, and then even actually would be kind of cool. Hang on, let's just, I know we can't actually go any further, but we could just get another platform in there for cargo. There we go, that works. Just kind of a station split in two in a way. Let's connect that up. Actually, you know what I'll do? Get a road down the side here. Get that to go into there, and then we'll get a truck stop there. Where would we produce tools if we were to bring them in? Is a good question, because if the railway line runs up this side of the river only, I mean, the answer to where we'd produce tools is nowhere near here anyway, so I'm not too concerned. Right, let's just get a fairly decent truck stop on this road here. There we go. Just cut it off there. Right. So I'm now thinking to bring out the cargo track platforms, whatever, a little bit further. There we go. Right. So okay, let's do this, and then we'll actually get some cargo and passenger routes set up. So let's get this all set up how you'd want it here. Right, and then we're going to do like this, and like, I suppose it's only this one that needs to go down. Okay, let's just do a crossover. Right, and then how we're going to do this is this will merge into here, this will merge into here. There we go. We need to do signals as well once we've done all of this, and hope that junction actually works as intended. Right, so at the moment we're set to run right into that, whatever it is, but also we just, it's a bridge, no, it's a big tunnel to do. Okay, not sure if I really agree with doing massive tunnels like that. Okay, let's build it in smaller stages. So we're heading, let's actually go around the other side as well. So let's actually kind of bring it at the surface more. There we go. It's a bit of a cutting there. Ooh, that's running into the water a bit. So we might be slightly tighter, but yeah, that was not a great direction to be going in, or trajectory should we say. Let's go round to there, and then we should hopefully be able to like stay up like here. There we go. It's not going to be a flat straight line, is it? There we go. Right. So this is going to run fairly straight at this point. Have a bit of a bridge there. Make sure let's just cut it across the road there. There we go. And then we're going to bend this round here. Because this is the straightest route here. How is it too much slope? I know it won't be the track slope, it'll be the road slope that's hindering it getting there. Right, whatever. Because we've then got spare platforms at here. Hang on, let's change this up a bit. So we're going to have track there, but then at the same time, that's not going to work. Now let's redo this. So let's make that run into there. It's going to go like that. That's then going to... No, that's not going to work either. So we're going to have to bring this a little bit further back, right. Basically, I'm trying to make the middle two platforms have ability for trains to turn around. Basically, as we are going to be terminating some trains here for now, or turning them around at least. Right. I don't like how tightly that came in. Yeah, let's do it to there. There we go. Right, so from here, we can do a connection into there. Let's do it on the bridge just so it works. And there we go. And then we're going to want a connection to there. Collision with what? Could we get that up into a bridge? No. We're going to have to, if we fiddle with turning in a slightly different location. There we go. That did not work. Didn't come from the right position there. There we go. That will work. And that will merge in there, but also this one will have tracks which basically just go straight across this, which makes the junction more interesting. Oops. And then, because these ones will go up to here. The slope's not too bad, so we could probably, if we just bring it just across the road, can we just slap a cargo station on here? Okay, one platform. That's too long. And also, yeah, the height is not great. Okay, right, we might bring it round to the side then. Once again, we'll probably still only need one platform. But yeah, oh, wow. That's the bridge. Right. Okay, so you can just bring it to there and then, whoops, that didn't connect. Up to there, and then we'll merge it in on the bridge as long as possible. Just so, because there's no reason to make them slow down more than they have to. Right, so let's just, okay, one more thing is the Cashbury East cargo drop-off area. That will also, yeah, are we bringing fuel to there? How would those track connections work? Okay, let's just leave. No, not really. There's not much. Yeah, let's just bring food into here for now. We might be bringing machines from this side of the river anyway. Right, so there's 3 platforms. Is that? Yeah, that's good for the bend. Oops, that is definitely not the right type of track. Right. There we go. That's a bridge there. Let's do this type of bridge, and then this one. We can just do this type of bridge. There we go. This is also something off. These bridges are also off the Steam Workshop. I like the variety in them. Right, so it's that one there. Yeah, we could actually make this merge into there and also there. There we go. Right, let's set up some signals. I do have auto sig. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do either. I do have auto sig, but I'm not really necessarily going to use it much. Right. So for now, this is just bringing food in. Right. There. Right. I'm going to put a signal here, though. That's kind of only one train, one track there. Right. Oops, wrong place for a signal. There we go. So. Okay, so for now, that's kind of going nowhere, but we'll just have some signals here anyway. Right. Let's get some signals there, and then kind of merges in there. This is where the junction starts here. Let's get a signal there just for any cargo. Actually, we can even do a one-way signal there. And let's leave it at that for there. Then we're getting signals coming down this way. These are long enough to be able to get a signal in between. Definitely. And then, is this one long enough? Maybe if we do a signal there and a signal there. That's better for even spacing, and then signal there. There we go. From then, we're then gonna... Let's put the signal before the level... no, let's not put the signal before the level crossing, that. I mean, we can just have trains park on the level crossing. Because we will have cargo trains going through these stations, we'll put signals on either end. Right. Let's have them just stop before the junction on these. Okay, so let's just do signals at the end. There we go. And then signals here, 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 here. And this is just a straight track down to here. And then this is just a straight track, or straight in the purpose of no additional features until the junction for this station. There we go. Right, got a train depot here. Should be able to do most of the stuff. Right, so we want something to take grain from there to there, so let's call that Cashbury grain. For now we will only have one, so it doesn't make much difference whether we call it Cashbury grain 1 or just Cashbury grain. We can have food getting delivered up to there. That's not really going anywhere once it's there, I realise. So that's Cashbury food. We could send food to more places as well. So that's going to distribute around there for now. We've got plenty more places we can send it, but they don't really have the setups for cargo right now. So we're not going to do that. Right, so we want to get oil sand, I'm pretty sure it's called. What's stopping it from using number 1? Oh, I've just realised that can't get out. Now it can. Okay, so let's call that Cashbury oil sand. And then that fuel is going to go, for now, the one place we'll send it is to Dollar Town. So let's just call that dollar town fuel. For now we'll do trucks from there as well to bring it in. So that's cargo railway routes. Right, let's do some trucks. Let's do a big stop there. Big stop there. Right. So in Dollar Town, Dollar Peninsula, that already covers a decent bit of the fuel, but not this area. And then fuel is, let's do a stop there and a stop there. That should cover everything in there, so that'll be 3 lines. In terms of the fuel from here, we want to stop there, stop there, and then fuel can also go to there and there. That's 4 lines. Food, stop here, stop here, stop here, stop here. That's most of the food, right? So we're then going to start up here. So there to there is Dollar Town Cargo. Let's just call it Dollar Town Cargo 1. Using all platforms there. So I started on 2, that's on 3, good. Dollar Town Cargo 2. And then 1 or 4 is what we need to give it its own platform to stack the goods up on. It's number 1, which is good, so that's Dollar, and now it's kind of Dollar Town and Dollar Peninsula, whatever. Dollar Town Cargo 3. So we should actually be putting vehicles on these at some point, so let's just do that. What's our best cargo vehicle? It's that. We're going to get 8 of those actually, because number 1's the shortest. So 2, 3, they're not going to be doing anything at the moment, but yeah, let's get those on. So next we want fuel to there. So that's fuel specifically, so Cashbury, let's just call it Cashbury Fuel 1, it's the whole area. So that's out of 3, that's out of 2. And then this one here was Cashbury Fuel 2. And then 4 is good. So the fuel is there. So that is Cashbury Fuel 3. And I can't remember which, there are 2 here. And the fuel is this one. So that's gonna hopefully default to 1, which it does. And then that's Cashbury Fuel 4. Right, now let's just go then to here. So that's Cashbury Food 1. There we go. And then that one there. Whoops. Yep. Cashbury Food 2. Be number 3. And then Cashbury Food 4. Right, I'm fully aware all these lines will be different lengths, have different demands, but for now, place a road depot here and buy 3 vehicles for each. So that would be 24 in total. So, Food 1, whoops, Food 2, Whoops, I keep selecting 4. Food 3. Food 4. Let's shift our point of view over to here. And then fuel 1, fuel 2, fuel 3 and fuel 4. Right, that's all the truck routes. Now we need trains for the train routes. Because otherwise they're nothing. Train routes without trains are just routes. So we need whatever the most powerful steam locomotive is. It's obviously this one. Right, so first of all, to transport the grain, you're on the 50-mile-an-hour ones, and we'll continue going. And yeah, we don't want mediocre, we want good for power. So that's Cashbury grain. And then boxcar. How much do we want for the food? Let's go 108 for the food. Right. I think we need all 4. Yeah, because that's oil sand there. This one we're just gonna double up on the locomotive, I think. And then we can deliver a lot of oil sand. So I think our length restriction is 240. So, there we go. We're gonna buy. Gonna need a lot. I hesitate. Don't like putting all 3 on the line at the same time. Right, and then fuel over to there. We're gonna get rid of all these carriages, and we're gonna get 98 capacity for the fuel to Dollartown. Right, let's let the game run a bit, and hopefully stuff will start getting produced. There, like that. There we go. I haven't done all the cargo. Right, and the other thing I haven't done is done anything with passenger lines. Right, so it's only... At the moment there's not much. So that's the one that goes that way. Let's bring that down from Cashbury Valley South platform 3. And then we'll bring it down the 2 stops here. And then up to Dollartown, and then back the way it came. There we go. That works. Okay, so that's no longer Cashbury Valley, instead it's Dollartown. And to boost the capacity on that line for inevitably needed, we'll get an extra 2 trains. Right, then I'm just going to do for now, for Cashville. I mean, there'll be much more going on in Cashville eventually, but for now, just going to do a quick shuttle there, which is Dollartown to Cashville. It's not exactly much point of calling it a stopper, but it is for now. Just gonna be called a stopper because it's definitely not an express train. Right, what's the best we can do for this? Let's just do the 1 train. Go over to here so it's in my point of view for selecting the line, and done. So these 2 stations do a pretty good job of covering all that area. For now, we're just going to leave this with this bit of Dollartown, because we will bring a railway line into Dollar Peninsula and then kind of connect them with buses. Right, so plenty building up there, hopefully. We've got a lot of trains coming out of here. There we go. So now this one's being able to leapfrog this one. Gosh. That's a fresh train on that line. So that will actually... That'll be, yeah, we're just going to have queues now. That is waiting, to run, because it's coming out of the depot, it's actually running through the middle platform, which we have no control over. So we're just going to have to wait for that all to do that. But yeah. This is just going to be a big slog to get all these trains out and whatever. Oh, it's running down that line even though it's from there. Why is it doing that? Pause. For now that can be cut off. There we go. It's much more efficient for the empty trains to run down. This line, although this is not, it's an empty train, is it? No, it's one that's stopping here. Whatever. There we go. Two trains on this route next to each other. Gosh. And then maybe what's next come out, so there's this, and then there's another one of these. At least by sending multiple trains to multiple routes out at the same time, they do at least kind of distribute a bit better. Let's actually connect that up now, because there's then a queue coming out of this one. That one's now coming in. Yeah, just a lot of trains. If that's now set to go that way, it's not even cleared the junction. Whatever. I'm sure we can cope. We're just waiting for everything to get out. Okay, everything has come out the depot at least. Right, where's the grain train? Oh, it's still here. There'll be a lot of grain waiting for that once it's arrived. Presume it's gonna have to go around the outer platform here. Oh yeah, there is a signal there. For a second there I thought it was about to run into the back of the other train. Right now it should be able to go. Gosh, that train's already come back from its epic adventure. Is this managing up the slope? Yeah, it is. It's not too steep, I don't think. But yeah, gosh, quite high up here. And then, yeah. Oh, it is just running straight to here. Well, that's kind of more helpful actually. Right, and then that's going to start producing food. First train is actually getting up here. Okay, there's less here than I thought there would be. Oh, but maybe there's actually already been a train. Yeah, there has already been a train. It wasn't exactly full. Okay, so maybe this train isn't necessary for now. Not that we have any problems with money. But, yeah. So, this hasn't got that much on, but it will start producing fuel imminently. There we go. It should, yeah, it's showing that it's able to, like consumers, Gashry Valley South, Dollar Peninsula South, yeah. So some gone there, yes. And ooh, just as the trucks are coming down and some on the platform. Good. Right, and this is coming back with not a full load, but whatever, that's building up. This has got some people on it. Any people on this? 24, not too bad for just a weird shuttle service. So yeah, that's doing stuff. Here's the fuel train. It's not going to take that much, but it is going to take a little bit. Here we go. This is going to start upgrading at some point. That's got 81 weight. Yeah, okay. I think we're doing good. Any food being produced? Yes. And that for now. Okay, though, not to Gashry Valley South, because I couldn't be bothered to. Whatever. We can still build off these, because the point is, this is kind of the start of just getting the basic industry set up and getting the train lines in to support the industry. So yeah, I'm going to leave the episode there. Thanks for watching us. Hopefully cargo now starts to go. Wow, that's a lot for number 1, but that's the shortest one. They all have the same number of vehicles, whatever. But did manage to catch some food, so yeah. Hopefully, soon we will start to see these numbers be more than 0. To the town, any fuel there? Not yet, but where's going to be first to get its cargo? I don't know. Gashby Valley South, yes, that's got some fuel. So just waiting for the trucks to make their way up to here. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.